Hey everybody, and welcome to the AJS News Show, where we got a lot of news this week.
But first, as always, we have an actual sponsor this time.
Finally?
Check out a very important message from our sponsors. Hey guys, we got a new shirt design. The gold shirts did so well. People really like the full design. So I did another one, sort of like this one. You know, it's silver foil for the AJSA logo and little army logos and stuff. It's pretty cool. Go ahead and pick it up. This is the best shirt design that we've had. So we did a silver.
Why do we have to adjust to Alex?
Platinum version. And you know what? If you get one of our shirts, then you will automatically gain
that
some
didn't like 2 inches.
Yeah, you grew.
So come pick them up. They're cool, and you can have one and pre-order them because we're making them limited edition. So they're not this particular one, though. You can buy this one too if you haven't yet. But there'll be this platinum silver cool little foil
Shield
design.
somewhere, maybe.
So yeah, we'll put it up right here. Okay, bye. I'll put it on the screen right there, and you can see it there.
Some good-looking models, huh?
Yeah. Hey, man, these shirts worked out really well last time. Everybody liked them. I really like the foil design. I was actually inspired by Guild Wars 2 for these foil shirts.
The green one we had.
We loved those. So the foil shirts, limited edition kind of things, pick them up now. They directly support the show, and we appreciate you very much if you were to grab one. We're doing pre-orders now, so we can get a big print run. So if you order it now, it'll probably take like 2-3 weeks to get it, so we can get all the orders and then get them manufactured and sent out to you. So do it. Thank you. We appreciate it. Thank you guys very much. Let's get to the news. Oh, AJSA news is I'm still a little behind. We're filming the Blair Witch review right now. We are. And then I hope to have that out by Tuesday, and then we'll jump right into the next one. We've got Borderlands 3 is coming. Greedfall is coming. There were even some horror ones that we missed, like Man of Median, and then there was like Ancestors, and then there was like Astral Chain, and then there was Gears 5. So we've got to pick one. Let us know kind of what you're hoping for, and we'll get on that. So, but last week of news, what happened, Alex?
So Super Meat Boy went Epic exclusive, which pissed everyone off because people are nuts. Again, small indie game, indie developer, but they did it. If there's a right way to accept Epic money, they did it the right way. They didn't call their fans horrible things. Right. They tweeted out, look, we made this game. Who wouldn't jump at this opportunity? They've got employees to pay, and it kind of made sense. And so people, of course, were really upset about it because any chance for people to get upset about something, they take to Twitter and they have to, I'm mad at you.
Epic.
You did the things, and you're a bunch of Chinese spies, which is
what?
So he even mentioned that he's like, look, I was actually surprised because I figured that when he signed the Epic exclusive deal, one of the things was like, you can't make fun of the Epic store. And during his explanation, he's like, look, they've got a lot of problems. It's not as good as a storefront, but they're not a Chinese spy organization just because they're owned by Tencent. Like if you're the kind of person with a big tinfoil hat and they're like, they're stealing my bits and there's tracking.js hidden in the code.
What the fuck? You didn't know that? You didn't know the Earth is flat?
Yeah.
They want us to believe.
You went down the wrong rabbit hole, man.
Chemtrails, dude.
Yeah.
So
those people are always going to exist. I can't believe you brought that up, Alex.
They make me so happy because I was reading the stuff they believe.
I love
hilarious.
You're like, wait a minute. Then you go into that.
If you like that, you should watch Simon Dan because he does a great series on tearing apart flat earthers and crazy ass.
The next thing is that the Epic store is what's making all the frogs turn gay. Yeah. So that's what's actually happening.
Damn it.
So there's obviously every time we talk about Epic, there's hate against Epic, and here's the thing, and I've said this before, with the games that are exclusive, they're forcing us to use the platform. Yeah. And I need to see more effort from them on improving their storefront. I don't want to dislike the Epic Store for the rest of my life. I want them to basically bring their service up to par with the other services. Mm-hmm. And there's even a news story today that they are basically getting rid of their roadmap, exact deadlines for the roadmap. So they had this thing on Trello, which I actually use with our miniature sculptor. he's like, okay, this is when I have this done, and here's a preview of this. It's a little app that you could see a roadmap. So they had that with dates. And they've been constantly missing their dates for feature implementation. You see where their priorities are.
Like,
this is the kind of shit that we don't like, Epic. This is where you get your bad reputation. And so, okay, we're going to revamp the Trello roadmap. And now we're just not going to do deadlines anymore. So now you can't
be
even
ready
hold
when it's
them to
ready.
task.
It just looks lazy because you know that
It's
they've
just
got the
lazy as
staff
fuck.
and they've got the budget and
They
they
got
could
the
do
money,
they
yep.
could do any of these changes that they wanted
And they
to.
have the blueprint
but
that everybody else is
Blueprint,
like, hey,
yeah.
this is
Exactly.
what
You
they're
don't-
doing. Let's improve on that.
yeah, there's no designing anything. You're like, well, what's Steam doing? All right,
Exactly.
we're gonna copy
We're gonna
exactly
do
that.
That's like
better.
Anthem ignoring what Destiny 2 was doing, and Destiny and all the other games, and Division.
Destiny
So
killer.
when I really hope one day they will get there, and I hope they'll get there by next year is what I'm hoping. But now that we ain't got no deadlines on the roadmap, who knows?
I don't think so.
You don't think so,
No.
Joe? Yep.
They're spending too much money
Fucking Epic, man.
trying to buy up exclusives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or fighting off those lawsuits for stealing all those sick dance moves from
That too.
people. But
Yeah.
all right. Well, we got some Cyberpunk news this week. We got two things. One, the people were really upset because they heard that it was like first person only. You still kind of get to see your character. There'll be mirrors and things,
first person.
and there'll be some cutscenes. But people are like, I demand third person, and like some people were really upset by it.
Well, people don't like change. It's
Yeah.
because at first they wanted it third person gameplay.
Yeah.
So
I
they
like
were
third
already
person.
mad about third person versus first person gameplay. And when we visited Cyberpunk, and when we was I saw them at E3, they were asking me questions. What do you think of the first person? They were really concerned about it too. But you know what? They won me over. I told them no. From what I saw in that demo, the fact that you're playing in first person and the cutscene is in first person is great. But I was operating under the assumptions that every once in a while there will be third person cutscenes. The news story came out. Of course, when everything comes out like this under the radar, they got to be as clickbaity title as possible, where it's like, we've removed all third-person. No, later on, I think
You can never see yourself now.
yeah, Marcin had clarified that there was still, from time to time, you're going to be seeing third-person.
Yeah, you will
stuff.
see your character a
So
bunch, but
that's fine to me. And when the game comes out, give it a shot. Really see if it immerses you, because something like a camera view can change. You've seen the way they've done it in, Grand Theft Auto and other games after the fact. They could do a camera if you think it will enhance the experience, but I think it's worth experiencing the way they're hoping to do it initially. It's just some people are afraid of change.
I think just those people that are upset are just going to be upset no matter what you said. It's
Yeah.
it's
You
like,
can't please everyone.
Oh yeah. We got some other news from Cyberpunk. They announced that there's going to be a bunch of free DLC coming just immediately after the release of the game, which is really good.
Oh my
and then even
God,
eventually further down the line, they
Yeah.
use that multiplayer word.
Yeah.
And so people are really excited about that, but kind of need to temper your expectations, because in the exact same post, they're like, if you want to work on if you're a dev and want to work on multiplayer, here's the link. So they're probably not even working on it. Just letting the framework.
I'm looking
give them
at,
time.
No, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
My
One thing at a
expectations
time.
are zero for multiplayer.
Yeah.
I don't care about multiplayer. I just want the game to be satisfying and good on its own.
Yep.
And getting multiplayer, that's just a bonus. That's
Yep.
just a reason that I would play it even more beyond the original campaign, going through it multiple times, which was what I plan to do.
Yep.
And then potentially buying, future expansions if they do another one of the blood,
They said
blood
free?
and wine.
Oh, I'd
kind of
love
thing.
that. Yeah,
but
but they said
I'm
free
willing to pay,
DLCs.
is what
Yeah.
I'm saying, for those types of expansions. But this is what I love about CD Projekt Red, and this is why they're
'Cause
on
they're
people's
doing it
good
right.
side.
Yeah.
Because they're doing it right, doing the collector's editions right, giving us plenty of content, and then free DLC and
A
possibly
plethora.
multiplayer, if it makes sense. But what I'm saying is, if they have to cancel it and it doesn't make sense and it's a below average experience, then I'm fine with that too. So we'll see.
Yeah, we'll have to see what everyone's. I think everyone's expectations for the game are so high.
Because I think it's just
They
going to be
are.
like the, like the virtual. I bet you it's going to be in the virtual world kind of
Yeah.
multiplayer. And I'm like, nah, man. Just if I want to do it, then let me do co-op or let me do in the normal world. But we'll see.
Yeah, we'll have to see. We had another lead dev leaving like an unfinished game, this time at Bethesda. So Akumi Nakamura, which at E3, she kind of stole the show. I mean, overhyped a little bit by Keanu showing up.
Yeah.
But She was the head of the creative director and art director at Tango and ZeniMax.
Yeah.
So just walked away from an unfinished project.
They're real happy, you know.
Yeah.
She did a little dance kind of. Yeah, that was cool.
So it looks like she left on her own terms. I mean, both her tweets and then the tweets from Bethesda said that decided to leave Tango, and they wish her the best of luck. So we're kind of curious to see what's going on there.
Weird.
But, you know, this is the game that the game they're working on, Ghostwire Tokyo, is a game that I'm actually really interested in. Hadn't heard anything about it. And it's it's an adventure ghost skeleton beast monster showing up, and you know it looked really good. But I'm worried that we're getting all of these lead devs from these kind of troubled studios that have been doing weird things like forcing monetization or cutting things, just saying this is enough. I don't want to work for this anymore. So
you think that had to do with monetization? I probably think just with a character like her. And a personality like her
that she was not happy with.
Right, yeah. Maybe they were trying to take a little bit of creative control away from her, and she's like, nah, well, you know, I probably built up a little bit of goodwill, and people know I'm a little, you know, people know of her now. A little tiny celebrity. So maybe she will go and do her own studio? Or
well, she in the tweet she said, if you'd like to work with me, you know, let me know. So she's looking for projects to work on.
It's just weird though, because it seems like, you know, she's really excited about her project.
Was super happy about it.
Shit, I was almost gonna buy the game just for her. So for her to leave, that is a news story.
It's worrying.
That's
a little
news story, a little worrying. And then who's in charge over there? The overlords?
At Bethesda?
Yeah.
Oh,
the overlords of Bethesda. So that you mix all those things in together, and you're like, wait, what? Why didn't you make her happy? What happened? And I think she even alluded, like, maybe in the future I'll tell my story or something like that. And so I hope eventually we do know what the hell happens there. But that doesn't mean the game is going to be bad. It just, you know...
No, because I hope not, because I'm looking forward to that one too.
Yeah, me too. I plenty of other developers there, and I hope they do a good job on that one.
Well, here at the Angry Joe...
So Bethesda needs a hit. You know?
They do need something.
They really need something to be excited about.
The last one was a flop.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to see. Here at the Angry Joe Show, we like to give credit where credit's due. We're always really hard on some of these major developers, and we would like to.
Yeah, these are all negative.
These are all negative. So this, I want to congratulate Electronic Arts.
Okay.
Electronic Arts and their excellence. They are now in the Guinness Book of World Records. They have 683,000 downvotes, and a single comment is good enough to be in the Guinness Book of World Records. So congrats.
Congratulations, EA. You have won the award. The worst. Yeah. The absolute worst.
Yeah, so your continued excellence is appreciated, and I like the consistency.
It is now in history.
Yeah, it's in history.
It goes down in history.
You are the worst.
Continued excellence in being shitty.
Yeah.
I thought you were taking it in a positive
no.
direction.
Fuck those people.
I'm trying to think. Hold on. We need a positive story now.
We
have some positive stuff coming up. All right. So the comment was over. Someone said, "Hey, I want to play Darth Vader. I paid you a ton of money for this game," and they're like, "Well, we'd like you to feel the accomplishment of paying us to unlock these characters," and it got an insane amount, 683,000 downvotes. So in the Guinness Book of World Records, and they did it. The other bit of news that we got that's actually really important for Borderlands release is originally at the beginning of last month, Tim Sweeney announced on Twitter that their pre-download capabilities on the Epic Store were not good enough. Even though they had been greenlit on Trello, they had announced that pre-downloads were ready. Yeah. They said that they weren't robust enough. Pretty much the system wasn't good enough to handle a AAA release, so Borderlands would not have pre-download capabilities. But they announced this week that they it was actually a really weird tweet. He said, "Thanks to Gearbox's devs, we fixed it. But if it's his problem, if it was on the Epic side, I don't know how it had anything to do with Gearbox's people doing it. But the good news is it's fixed. So when people 24 or 48 hours before the Borderlands releases, you'll be able to pre-download it. Hopefully it's not too slow and won't take you actually 48 hours to get the whole game. But now you'll have the opportunity."
Wow. Thanks.
Yeah.
Cool.
So my favorite thing about
wasn't that good. Here, how about this? I was talking with Brad Wardell. You know, this is the CEO of Stardock. He's kind of our buddy. He sent me some honey because he has.
That was.
Yeah, you were like, what? Did a CEO of a game company? Yeah, he's got bees. He's a beekeeper. No, Joe, bees are very important.
we can make some meat now.
Anyway.
Now.
So he's got a
It's
new
content.
game. Stardock is got a new game, Siege of Centauri. Go check it out. He's a buddy of ours, and just go check it out. It's I think an early access game. It's getting good early access reviews. Siege of Centauri on Steam.
What kind of honey is it?
I don't know. Bee honey? What the hell?
But
There's
it's
different honeys?
Yeah, there's lots of different honeys depending on what the bees have been getting into, and then it makes the
course,
mead
who
taste
knows?
different. Yeah, that's how you make mead taste good. You get the good honey.
Gross. What are you talking
No, it's
about?
not.
What?
With the bees ingest?
Yeah. Steam updates. So we've been poking at Steam, like do something.
Yes.
They still haven't done anything as far as like talk about what they're going to do about Epic exclusivity, but they're making Steam even better. So we got some updates this last week, and we've got a roadmap of updates coming in the next couple weeks. We've got a new library, new sorting.
Are they going to cancel their
Yeah.
plan too?
What?
Yeah.
No. I actually seen screenshots of it, and I like it. I want because obviously reviewing a bunch of games,
They have a
I got
lot.
hundreds and hundreds, and it's ridiculous to try to go through
Yeah.
them. And apparently, there's a new feature where it's like you can organize your library in the way that you want,
Any
and by,
weird
Yes,
way.
to the worst.
by
Yeah.
fucking genres.
Japanese
and things.
RPGs with controller support without subtitles. And you're like, this is what I want, and that's
Damn.
that.
No, I don't think it's that elaborate.
You can customize. Yeah, the
Okay.
controller support and the RPG thing, like that's absolutely
some
things that are in there. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, whereas most people in the internet are afraid to change.
Yeah.
I
Rabble,
want to
rabble,
jump
rabble.
into the beta just to see if it's any good. So it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, let me see how this works out, because it's been the same way forever.
Yeah, they're giving
And I
devs
think
new
it's
tools
good.
too. There's an events tool set that allows game creators to publish, announcements, do AMAs, do interactive things with people that if you've bought games, and so you can see that the game that you own, this dev is going to be doing these things, and so you can, these things have been like Steam and Epic don't give the devs a lot of tools to contact people because the message boards are just so toxic and horrible, and so now there's just new ways for them to reach people without necessarily dealing.
So we're
with that.
adding new features and we're
Yeah.
updating a service to make it even
Yeah.
better.
You
Somebody
finally
call fucking Epic Games and tell them, hey, even Steam is upgrading
Yeah.
after all these years. You need to
And
keep
They
up.
were forced to.
Yeah. Steam has added a deep dive function. now.
Oh,
Deep
shit!
dive.
A
It's
deep dive.
Now, the deep dive is a fresh interface for discovering games based on their similarities to titles that you've already played. So you're like, I really liked this game, and it uses I think there's like 400 data
Deep.
points per game to see which ones are like connected to the other ones.
Yeah.
And so you
So
can do
it's
a
like
deep
my
dive.
it's like my Amazon movies.
No.
dive.
The
Yes.
deep dive.
Yes.
I'm like watching the terrible movies.
Yeah.
Joe goes on deep dives all the time on Netflix. It's crazy.
He finds the worst things.
I do.
And he recommends them to us, making our lives absolute garbage.
Slingshot Cops. You made me watch Slingshot Cops.
So good. Man had a purple foot.
Anyways.
That was the last big one we have. Is there anything you guys want to talk about?
Oh, shit. No, I don't. Unless there was a news story. Oh, no. EA. I got to talk about EA. The boss of the FIFA games was recently promoted, guys.
I heard.
Promoted. This is the guy that basically oversaw the Ultimate Team.
Yeah.
The thing that has been ruining our sports games for the past X amount of years. This recent sort of era of microtransactions stagnating our games, especially in the Madden. Now, NBA2K and FIFA may be adding new modes, unlike Madden. So they're like, oh, Joe, that doesn't. No, but I guarantee you these modes will eventually become paid. This new Volta mode or whatever, the new soccer mode, they said no microtransactions for now.
Yeah.
Or they
For
use
now?
the words. Yes, they use the
At
words
release or
like
something
at,
like
that.
at launch or
Yeah.
something, just so they can leave themselves a way out so that they can monetize
He
this
said
shit
at launch.
later.
It's past launch now.
Yeah, it's been
This
3 days.
is the kind of shit. I can't find the dude's name. You know what? His name doesn't matter because it's awful. I'll put it here if I need to. But basically, he's now going to oversee Battlefield, Battlefront, and Need for Speed.
Yeah.
These franchises that do not need any kind of these microtransactions.
Battlefront's never had microtransactions
Ultimate, I know,
before.
but what I'm saying are Battlefront.
Yeah,
the Star Wars Battlefront.
But now Need for Speed,
But
you get
I
ram parts, new engine.
Yeah, woo.
Well, no, that already happened, right?
Yeah,
so
Remember
this is-
our video on
Yeah.
that, and it was shit. Okay, it was fucking garbage. And I'll tell you what, this actual new Need for Speed coming out, I'm actually excited about, Joe, because they said no microtransactions.
At launch? Or
ever.
at all?
They used the word ever. Now, I don't know. I got to look that up, but I'm pretty sure because it is EA. It doesn't sound right? But for this game. But I've actually been enjoying this game because they released a companion app, and I'm glad I get a chance to talk about this because I fart around with it before I go to sleep, and it is completely free. And what is it? It's literally just the garage. Every week they open up a bunch. It's like containers, and you're like, oh shit, what is this? But no, all the containers just open up automatically on Wednesdays.
There's boxes. There's loot in them.
Surprise.
Yeah, they have 9 cars for free in them, and then you customize them so that when you get the game, you've already done the customization. I was like, this is really cool, a little app with interaction with the main game. And I was like, I want to see more mobile games like that rather than mobile games that are filled with microtransaction garbage.
Like, transfer your car, only $5.99.
No, Joe, come on. I know that. That's very funny joke, Joe. And I'm sure everybody in chat says that. But I like to give credit where credit is due. That's what we do here on the AngryJoeShow.
Well,
yes, we've seen it. It's completely free.
For now.
For now.
Yeah, for now. That's
you're always yelling at us. It's like, how do you not
complete.
see? They pulled the wool over your eyes. You've got an EA microtransaction thing where you're literally opening free loot boxes.
No, there's no loot boxes is what I'm saying.
Well, they're free.
The garage is there. You're uploading your cars, and at no point does it say, we will charge you to upload the cars later, because if they do, you're going to see the worst fucking angry rant.
Yeah, I'm saying it's free
in the
and they're boxes of loot.
No, stop it. You're ruining my positive news story. Forget it. Anyways, I was like, okay, that Need for Speed is looking positive. Yeah. And then I read this fucking story where in the future, this guy who basically ruined sports games and made a ton of fucking extra money off people for shit that's already in the game, and you're repaying and repackaging loot boxes and Ultimate Team modes, is now overseeing not only Need for Speed, but Battlefront and Battlefield. Yeah. So what does that tell me? Well, there's little pieces of information we can glean from that. Does that mean there's actually a Battlefront 3 coming? Star Wars Battlefront 3? Because if they're done with Battlefront, they would have just said Battlefield and Need for Speed titles in the future. So I think that soft confirmation, or at least acknowledgement, that Battlefront is still a franchise that could potentially get a third
back
one,
burner or something,
right? Yeah. And hopefully they don't fuck that up with microtransactions, because they already did, and we already took them to task, and they're scared of it. And then Need for Speed did a backwards move because they went there and they got fucking blasted, and so they're now this Need for Speed is good looking. So what does that leave? That leaves Battlefield, and I'm hoping he doesn't fuck up Battlefield, because Battlefield
more than it's already fucked up. Like, what is he going to do? It's like
Exactly.
it can't get worse than it is.
So do you think this guy is going to basically do the opposite of what he's did to make him successful?
Well, so the problem
he would have to taper himself and purposefully do the opposite of what he did.
So the it's a corporate directive to make sure that the games are as a service and microtransactions are in there. It is not just one evil person. That's overselling that this guy's role.
Okay.
And so I think it's a bad thing, because he's been really, really successful at implementing microtransactions.
And he's getting all the blame for it.
And so I think that...
But it may not necessarily be his directive only.
Definitely not, because I think it's something that comes from something much higher than him, and saying, look, this is the corporate directive, you're going to do it. He's just really successful at it, which that part worries me, that he's going to find a way to subtly put them in there, where we're not going to necessarily see it right away, or consumers won't care, and then just turn it up. So... I don't think this guy's the guy who's like the mastermind of microtransactions.
He's just a pawn.
He's the one that's going to be pulling the lever.
That is a very good and reasonable point of view. Yeah. You are reasonable, sir. However, I am not.
Yes.
And I think that this is very worrisome for all these franchises that have fucked up.
Oh, it is.
And then they should be coming back this way to get better. And then you put the boss of the microtransactions of FIFA and Ultimate. We're going to see.
But those franchises are dead to
now
me.
is the time to be ever vigilant, guys. We need to look at these franchises. And if we see any of that bullshit, we have to push back en masse. We have to be loud. We have to do what we did with Star Wars Battlefront. And it's the only way to get this kind of bullshit out of our games. We don't need loot boxes in Need for Speed, Battlefield, or Battlefront. Period.
We can set a new world record for EA, where they can be in the Guinness book again.
Yeah,
it's just like,
all right, that's it.
Well, no, we got one more thing.
One more.
But there was we got a new announcement from Nintendo that was kind of really weird.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if you guys saw the video, but the Nintendo Direct, they put out a video where
I like the Nintendo Direct coming out of nowhere. I was
Yeah.
like, wow, this is cool. We can actually, and they announced a lot of things were like available today, coming tomorrow. I was like, Nintendo's killing it.
There's some really cool things. The things that I liked was that you get to play Super Nintendo games now on the Switch, which is on their online service, and $20 a year, really cheap.
Yeah.
You get access to Super Mario World and Super Mario Kart and all these other things that I have an SNES Classic for. But they have a bunch of new games that are coming.
You can't take it on the go.
We'll figure that out. But, so you have all of these things that you can do. But then the weirdest announcement was the Ring, and we don't know.
Well, they had a separate video for it. It was just called check out this fresh new look at this new experience. They didn't even name the thing.
It's a thing.
They just dropped it, no context. People were fucking.
I thought like Suzanne Summers were gonna.
Oh
come
yeah, Thigh
in,
Master, because there's people putting it between their thighs.
I was like, wait a minute, what the fuck is this?
There's a dude air humping. He's doing like glute squeezes. It's like, what is this thing? And then like Rome, glute squeezes.
Japanese.
And then they went to Paris, and then they were like weird. They were jiggling and stuff. It's like I don't.
Worldwide experiencing it together.
Yeah.
Strapping something to your leg to monitor your leg beats, heartbeats. I don't even know
what it is.
And then you have the circle. It's a workout material. It's a workout tool. You see, all them motherfuckers are sweating, but it's weird. They're not in the workout outfit. They're just sweating their fucking asses off. I'm like, get the fuck out of my house, man.
Yeah, stop air humping, Karen. What's wrong with you? You're making everyone uncomfortable.
Jeez. Oh, we'll see. I mean, obviously, this was very, very popular in Wii Sports back in the Wii days, so maybe it will work these days.
Speaking about sports, NBA 2K20 was released.
Yeah,
everyone loved it, right?
What a wonderful fucking day.
Yeah, all the reviews on it on Steam is like overwhelmingly negative.
Good.
And on Metacritic, the user score I think right now is like 1.3.
Really?
Ooh.
So it got fucking good.
It's super negative, but people are still buying it.
It's the number one selling game in the UK right now. That puts out. The reason we look at the UK is they put out better like sales data than they do here in the United States, so we get it faster. So we know that it's the best selling game, and they don't typically buy that many.
2 out of 10 on Steam. 2.5 out of 5 on GameStop. I guess that's a user score on GameStop. Yeah. Metacritic has it at 80. Just dropped to 79. But you're right, user score 1.2.
Yeah, all you see is like this is copy and paste. Copy and paste is like, yeah, that's usually how the sports games are going. Yeah. Like, come on.
Microtransactions, copy paste, slow buggy, casino games with the basketball.
Yeah.
Guys, I understand. I really understand sports gamers that it's like this. All of your games are infected with this, but you have to make.
You have to make a little sacrifice. A little sacrifice. So don't buy it this year.
Just play NBA Jam. It's the best basketball game ever.
You're right, Joe. That's the only way they learn.
James.
It's the only way they learn is when you take away the revenue.
Little sacrifice.
Obviously, when we make a big angry rant about it, they listen a little bit, but then they see those sales numbers, they're like, forget it. But if they get that angry rant with low sales numbers,
they did actually have very low sales numbers because there's really no other games that had come out in this last month, like big AAA games. And so even though it was the best-selling game, they sold a third as many titles as did last time. So hopefully people are listening, and that they're just saying we're not going to support this.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you look that up?
I did.
On
I would hope so.
The NBA.
Yeah, NBA 2K. Yeah, it was in the UK sales data.
Good. Guys, NBA 2K developers, if you're getting lower sales numbers, I think your community has had a fucking enough.
I would hope so.
Be more generous. Take out microtransactions and add a few more modes, and I guarantee you, not only would I scream your praises, I'll buy 3 copies, and I'll make everybody buy copies, and then it'll be a great success. Please. Please, please, please.
Looking for a better game.
Better sports game. And really what I want is a better football game.
Yeah, a third lower.
NFL. Yeah.
So it's a third less copies for 2K20 than 2K19.
Yeah,
so it's selling less.
EA is a different company,
kinda
but
did
we
it,
really
guys.
need to hurt EA.
A little bit more.
A little bit, yeah.
A little bit more.
Because that's literally the only game in town, and that's why they're still making buku money, and their last one was the most successful one because it's the only game in town. At least with NBA, there's multiple ones.
Yeah, because we got to fight
Anyways,
the gamers on this too, because like my friend complained about the game and he bought it. I know. Like, you're not helping.
Yeah,
no,
you're the problem.
They do that every fucking year, and maybe they're starting to wake up if it's a third of it. So keep up the fight, guys.
Yes.
Keep spreading the word about these sports games. Do not need loot boxes. Our sports games do not need card pulls. They don't need the Ultimate Team modes. They will be better without them, I promise. Okay?
Yeah.
They were better, way better before.
And you can still have your Madden Ultimate Team mode without the microtransactions, you know? But all right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. That's it for us. Remember, new shirts in the store.
Yeah, check out the
it's
kind
of like this and then this, but then combined with the new design.
It's easier to show you.
Yeah, there'll probably be a picture.
Pre-order. We're producing them and making them now, and it'll directly support our show. We appreciate you. Go click that link below and pick you up a shirt and support our show. Thank you very much, guys.
Yeah, be sure to subscribe and ding our dong.
And yeah, we'll see you on the next Angry Joe Show.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.